Hi, everyone. Today, I would like to address a question that I get all the time. People are asking me, why is it that the law of attraction is not working for me? And the people that are following me on my YouTube channel and on other social media platforms, they know that there is no such thing. The law of attraction is always working 24/7. It doesn't stop. It is what it is. The law of attraction is the same as the law of gravity. You don't say, why is the law of gravity not working for me? And so a lot of people are stuck in the idea that there's like a switch, you can turn it on and you can turn it off. It doesn't work that way. So sometimes you have the feeling that you're doing all the work. You follow all the gurus, you follow all the step plans, you do whatever you think you have to do. You're really like doing the work, and still there's something missing. You don't get what you want, or you don't get what you are visualizing, or you don't get what your affirmations are. And of course, there is like a long answer, and there is like a more simple answer. But for this video, I would like to address the following. So we are an infinite being. We are infinite divine beings. We are that it's very hard to explain. It's like more like we are a soul, but what does that even mean? How does that even look like? We are coming here on this earthly plane to have like an earthly experience, to have all the joys, but also to have all the sorrows, and to just like have that human earthly experience. And so our body is the avatar, is the instrument that we use to move on this plane, like to walk, to do whatever we have to do. If you want to go from A to B, we step into a car and we drive our car from A to B. It's the same thing. Like our soul comes into this body so that it can go from A to B, from when we were born until we die. And then that journey, we use that avatar, we use that body. But it's not only the body, it is also the mind. A lot of people think that it is like only the physical thing that is carrying us around, but our mind is also part of the body. And even our energetic field, which is way beyond what we see with our eyes, is part of the vehicle that we are using to walk on this planet. So why am I explaining that? Or again, this is not me. You can Google this all. You can watch other videos about this. It's very like at this stage in the game. When I started talking about that 40 years ago, everybody thought I was crazy. But I had that experience. I had that vision, and I had that. I experienced it. Like I knew from in like one of my alternate states, I don't know how to explain it, that I understood what was happening in the upper worlds and how I got here. And so I knew about that, but I was very scared to talk about it. Like 40 years ago, nobody was really into this, but now it's very it's common knowledge. Everybody is talking about it, and it's not so woo-woo anymore. So to go back to why is it then that the law of attraction is not working for me? Because sometimes our body mind is so programmed that there's like a whole bunch of veils that we have to take off, like peeling the onion, to get to the point where we can allow certain things to come in. You want a relationship, you want the money, you want the perfect health. Those are the three main topics, like health, wealth, relationships. So if there is in one of those areas, there is something that doesn't come to you, you can see sometimes very wealthy people, but they have miserable relationships, or God forbid, they get a disease. So in order to have a real fulfilled life, you want to be happy on all three planes, and you also want to have the awareness to understand what's going on, that things are not happening to you, but that the whole world is just a reflection of what is going on inside of your head. So now the blockages that are caused by our physical body, our mind, and our energetic body, they are built up on 3 levels. They are built up in this generation when we were born. And this is what most scientists these days also talk about. Like, we are programmed. We get into certain paradigms. We take on the habits of our family. And I really saw this happening in my own life because I'm the oldest of 8, but 5 of my siblings were adopted. And so they came from all over the world. And I saw at least 2 of their blockages are their paradigms. First of all, of course, when they came in our family as a baby, they took on the habits and the limited beliefs of my family generations, but they also had the DNA from a whole other culture. And also that DNA rolled out in their lifetime. So that made me very much aware that it is not only the programs that you are taking with you when you are between 0 and 6. They say that's when you really get programmed. You're still in alpha brain state wave. You're very, very open. You can be programmed easily. And then afterwards, you still take on the habits. Like, if you hear your family say certain phrases, that's exactly how you are programmed. And if you don't do anything like consciously on this, then you will just unroll that program. So, but then I already mentioned it, you have your DNA, which goes back on your mother's and your father's side, generations. Like, you will, they say, oh, you're just like your grandmother, or you're just like your grandfather, whatever. And so you have in your DNA, you don't not only look like those people, but you also behave like those people. And I write about that in the first book that I was a co-author in, like, where I talk about my ancestors. And I think I have it also here on the YouTube channel, what that book is all about. It's all authors coming together and writing about ancestors and their ancestors and what they meant to them. So we also have that programming, and that's still very well understood. And we do understand the genes, that we look like them, but we also have their traits. But then there's another level, and that comes from our own previous lifetimes as a soul, all the incarnations that we had. And we take that also in our backpack. And sometimes that doesn't serve us. So sometimes, like, we lived in an energy, for example, as a spiritual person that completely let go of earthly possessions, and that they made a vow that they would not be involved with earthly possessions. If you make that vow, it's in your core, it's in your aura, it's in your energy. So now you want to start making money, which you will still make money, but all the money is just gonna float away, because you as a soul made the decision not to be interested in money, not to be interested in money, and money was the root of all evil. But that comes from your own soul journey. So we have to let go of blockages on 3 levels. The ones that are very obvious, the ones that we can think about, and all the limited beliefs that we got from our mother, our father, our family, caretakers, doesn't matter. We can make a list because we're very conscious of them. Then we can figure out our ancestors and see like in general, what would be the traits that we have. I'm born in Belgium. My whole lineage is Belgian. So I have certain traits that are very Belgian, like, it's just what it is. And I can fight against that, but it's just in me. So I have to release it, release. And then the next level, all the soul journeys that I made before, and all the incarnations that I had, the ones that I remember and the ones that I don't remember. But now the funny part is that none of that matters. At the end of the day, it's only a story. It is gone. And even though our avatar has all those limitations, the same way that I can buy a certain car and it can have a certain color and it has certain features, and I can't change those features unless I buy myself a new car. It's the same with our body. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. There is nothing to do. You just have to attach to that version of you that is going to allow you to have the life that you want. And I know that this is like very short to talk about that, because there is way more involved. And I think that if you think about that, there is so much more involved. And just because of that, it's above our pay grade. Let it go. Let it go. You don't need to know how many times you were killed in previous lifetimes. You don't need to know who you were. If you would count all the Napoleons that I know that think that were Napoleon, and all the Jeanne d'Arcs, and we all have that energy with us. We all have the good, the bad, the ugly, the nice, the lovely. We all have all the traits, because we live on a planet where you have polarity. We have always the good and the bad, and they're equally big or small, depends on how you want to look at it. So the art of living is understanding the rules of the game. And that means that you need to know how the laws are working, the law of attraction, the same as the law of gravity, the law of vibration, the law of resonance, all the laws. Once you know, you will understand that as above, so below, like attracts like. There's so many things that we understand. And if you live by those laws, your life is going to become so much more easy. And then, of course, there's also the rules of the mind. Your mind is in charge. Whatever you can create anything if you put your mind to it. You have to understand everything you see in this world that is created. Let's say my iPhone was an idea first. It was created in somebody's mind. And so where was that coming from? Oh, that's a whole other story. I have my idea about that too. But everything was an idea first. Ideas become things. And so when you wrap all that knowledge together, life becomes like one unbelievable, beautiful journey. Understanding that what you see in the world is just a reflection of what's going on inside of you. And there is nothing else. There's just you. And an effortless unfolding on this planet Earth. And we can make a choice. We don't have free will, though, because there's way too much going on. I can talk about that too, but we do have a choice. We can choose to attach to the good and the positive and embrace the polarity, the other side that comes with it. Or we can choose to attach to the negativity and dwell in that. And the goal is to be in the middle, to see the balance, and to accept that both sides are there. And then you come to the whole idea that all is one. All is one because it entails the left and the right, and it's going to become one. And when you say the law of attraction is not working for me, I would recommend that you ask yourself, what is it that is not working? Am I connected to only the idea that it is not working? Or can I also see the benefit that it gives me? And can I bring this together and be in balance? And the balance is going to put you in a state of receiving. I know this is a mouthful, and don't think for 1 second that I can do this all the time. Not at all. But it's not a matter of finishing the job. It's a matter of enjoying the journey, enjoying the process, and looking at it and saying, oh my God, this is so wonderful. I'm in awe so many times per day because I see how the universe is supporting me, how it brings me stuff that I thought about and that I didn't want, and how it is like unfolding. And just like the seasons, we go through those waves of things are going great, and then we hit like a wall. We have to let go and surrender, and then we receive again. And it's like it's a flow. Like, we have our whatever we're thinking in our minds, what we embrace with our hearts, and what we really use the two sides and bring them together in the balance. That's the beauty of life. So I hope this makes sense. And I hope that for you guys that really ask yourself, what is it that is holding me back? Why is the law of attraction not working for me? That this can be an answer. Then I also want to quickly touch on a project that I'm starting beginning of March. I don't know when you're going to watch this video, but we are now end of February 2025. And I am going to launch a project that I called Mindful Canvas. And it is all about pouring your heart, your soul out on a canvas, like one of those. And sometimes like words cannot explain what's going on inside of you, or that's the idea I had. I could not bring under words why I was so sad or why I was angry. I didn't even know why. Why was I so like, why was there so much anxiety? And I'm talking about a long time ago, anxiety or depression. Why? I didn't even understand why. Couldn't bring it under words. And that's when I started painting. And by putting my emotions, my feelings, my blockages, my frustrations, everything out on a canvas, I released it, and my life became so much more joyful. And you don't have to know how to paint, or you don't have to know any techniques, or you don't have to be creative. It is just a way of journaling. Instead of using words, you're going to use colors and a medium, and you're going to pour it out. And afterwards, you will even be able to make an interpretation of what you are. I'll give you some tips, and you will be able to make an interpretation of what you poured out. And at the end, you will also see that some beautiful works are going to come out. Not always. Sometimes they're ugly, but sometimes they're really nice, pretty. And the more you do it, the easier it becomes, just like journaling. So if you're interested in my project, Mindful Canvas, just hit me up, send me an email or text message, and I'm happy to send you more information. You will also find more information beneath this video. Have a wonderful day, you guys. Bye for now.